Well, the next morning, this lady, one of our team, she woke up, she had a vision, she saw a cloud. And as we stepped into the cloud burst and nothing was there, and she saw another cloud. And as we stepped into the cloud burst and there was nothing there, and she saw a third cloud. And when we stepped into the cloud burst, the word Chinese pastors appeared, and as it burst, gold bars and diamonds rained from heaven. I was like, and that morning was the Chinese Pastors Network meeting. So we get together. Now, we had previously been to them, nothing had really happened, but we went back to them that morning, and again, not a lot happened. But one of our intercessors, she knew a whole bunch of Chinese pastors she had personal relationship with. So she called them all together, got them in a room on the Friday night. We sat down, cast vision for revival and harvest, and that Sunday got invited into 4 different Chinese churches to speak. Boom, the deposit came in. Half of it that Sunday. Within a few more days, the other half came in. So 10 days after the due date, I go back to the stadium and I said, we've got the deposit. And they said, you missed it. We had this grass maintenance schedule they needed to do. And they said, we can't give you the 3 days. I said, but I just fundraised the deposit. And they said, well, there's this one day we can give you, and it's December the 1st, 2018. Now, at that moment, I was confused because I'm like, well, I got this dream, I had this date. That opened up for us to get it, but now things have changed, circumstances have changed. However, the Lord is still making a way, so I didn't really know what to do with that. But we had the money, I felt accountable to the people, and there was this one day, because I really felt the Lord wanted to do 3 days. There was this one day, so let's just do 1 day. And the reason why I felt He wanted us to do 3 days is because back when the Lord first called me at that conference in 2010, and He told me to pray for 3 years and there would be a revival in 2018, when He told me to pray for 3 years, I saw the word 3 days dash 3 years. What I realized later on from that is that there is this repeating pattern throughout the scriptures of crucifixion, where the Lord will call you to a season of being nailed to the cross and not coming down from that place. But at the end of it, there's always a season of resurrection power. It's the wilderness. 40 years they wandered about in the wilderness. But at the end of it, they crossed over the Jordan into the promised land. And there's just this 3-day pattern. I didn't know if it was a literal 3 days or a metaphorical 3 days, parabolic. But there was this one day, and it opened up, and I had the deposit. So we just said, all right, let's go. We booked the stadium 8 days out. I still had about, I think it was about $10,000, and I needed another 65,000 immediately, and then the next day 100,000, on the Monday another $100,000. And so my friend, I went to bed not knowing what to do Friday night. Unbeknownst to me, now the committee had met earlier that week, and we'd prayed saying, Lord, what are we going to do? We're 14 days out, we need the final payment. And the Lord just said, have faith, trust me, I've got it. So we went to bed not knowing what to do, and all week He's just remain in faith, remain in faith. Friday night, I rung up the stadium and I said, look, we're doing it. we still want to come next week. He said, all right, we'll bring in the money Monday morning. And I went, yes, sir, I will be in there Monday morning with the money. But I went to bed crying out, Lord, what are we going to do? He was just saying, have faith, have faith. So I'm believing that this check was just going to appear in my pocket or a gold bar out of heaven. We had been and we had fundraised and we still needed another $60,000, $70,000 with all the businesses and all the money that had come in, because we'd been advertising and that kind of thing. We were still a lot short. So come Friday night, unbeknownst to me, a friend has a dream, and in that dream, he's in our stadium praying for unity in the body, and that stadium didn't have a roof on it. And so he rings me on Saturday and he tells me about this dream. Now, he was keeper over an email list that had 20,000 hungry men and women of God on it. And he says to me, he says, I feel I'm meant to send this email out. I said, send it out, man. Let them know what we're doing. So Sunday morning, he couldn't go to church. He said the word was burning too hard in his heart. There was just a fire. He needed to send this email. So Sunday morning, he sends out this email, and it says, Sydney, father of 8, steps out, books stadium. And Sunday afternoon, all these people just started emailing him, saying, that's awesome. Yeah, we're believing God for a move. And he said, well, look, is there any way I can help? I've never had such an overwhelming response to any email that I'd ever sent out. I said, well, yeah, I kind of need like 60-something thousand in the morning, and then I need another 100,000 by tomorrow night. So he sends out this email. Money started coming into the account. Well, come Monday, I ring up the stadium, and Monday morning I said, I'm still about 50,000, I think it was, short for the final payment. And I said, because we're not going to quite get the 10,000, maybe we could, cut some costs here and here and here and that kind of thing. And would y'all speak to the boss and see if that's possible? And they said, I want to honour ANZ Stadium that they were extremely patient with us. But they get back to us and they say, let me talk to them. I can't describe the trial of that day. But at the same time, there was a peace knowing that God had it. Because he said, have faith, trust him. We didn't know if the money was going to come in, if the CEO was going to say yay, nay, what it would look like. But at 5 p.m. that day, he said that they gave us a bit of a discount. But the discount they gave us matched the money that had come in during that day. So I said, all right, we will be in there tomorrow with the balance. But I'm at this place where it's now Monday, 5 p.m. I actually needed another 100,000 for production. And I just thought, man, the sound guy, he had already given us 50% off because he was a believer. And the video guy, he donated $40,000 package for free. And because we're getting now into 5 days out, the stage we had booked, boom, lost it. Now I'm running around trying to find a stage. All I could get was this little old truck stage. But the good news is it was only like, I think $25,000 or something like that for the day. And I'm talking to him, I said, well, we ended up talking him down to 16,000, I think. And because of that, truck stage, we didn't need a whole bunch of other equipment for the speakers. And so the speaker guy, just to help us land, he dropped his price like another 16,000. And so now, all up, I think we are, and because we dropped the screens, we only needed about $25,000. Well, I rung up the guys and they said, you have to have it by Tuesday, 5 p.m. Tuesday, money's coming in, but they gave me till Tuesday, 6 p.m. But Tuesday, 6 p.m., I was headed into a committee meeting. Tuesday, 5 p.m., I checked the bank accounts. I've literally got 50% of the money they needed. So I rung them up. I said to the sound guy, I said, hey, I've got 50% of your money. I said, you know, we'll get some offerings on the weekend and be able to pay you. He wasn't there, so I left a message on his answering machine. I ring up the stage guy. I said, hey, you know, I've got 50% of your money. I'm ready to go. Could give it to you now. I said, I'm sure the rest will come in on offerings. But I got 2 message banks. I go into this committee meeting at 6 p.m, don't get out of there till like way after midnight, and I hear my voicemail and the sound guy cancelled. He said, nope, if you don't have 100%, forget it. So at 2 a.m, I checked my bank account. Literally, we had the full money we needed. So Wednesday morning, he woke up to a text message saying, hey, I've got all your money, will you still come? Because he had like a day's drive to come down to Sydney. So Wednesday, he packs up his truck, drives down. Thursday, starts setting up. We walked into the stadium Saturday morning only owing a couple of $100. The Lord literally paid for it.